I think if we were to sort of pare down the important topics that we're focusing on right now, it would be obviously the discussion and debate about reclassifying broadband services, the Title II discussion, and as part of that, obviously the net neutrality discussion is probably first and foremost one of the key issues. And probably sort of parallel, simultaneous, equally important would be the desire and the need to get access to additional spectrum to help fund and fuel the continued innovation in the industry. From a net neutrality perspective and a Title II perspective, we look at that issue as a troubling solution in search of a problem to some extent. And we don't see where there have been any concerns identified or highlighted with regard to wireless. And then simultaneously, we look at sort of the progression from the net neutrality rules to Title II and the application of what we believe are sort of very draconian statute and statutory rules and obligations to an innovative wireless space, and then you add an innovative wireless broadband space, and we think that is nothing but concerning to us. And you know, we think of where the industry was a couple years ago in terms of you look at Motorola's Razr was the hottest selling phone about 2 years ago, and think of where Motorola has gone in the last 2 years, and you think of the iPhones and the Droid phones, and you think of the Kindle and the Nook and the iPad and the Evo that has come out recently, and that's just in the handset side. And now we all of a sudden have 250,000 or more applications, and we have 8 or 9 operating systems, and we have 34 companies manufacturing handsets into the U.S. market. And the investment in it, $140 billion over the last 3 years invested into the U.S. market. And I think, and I compare that to other, not just communications infrastructures, but also the economy as a whole in the United States. And I think, you know, this is an industry that we should be trumpeting, that we should be facilitating that continued investment in innovation and job creation, not one that we should be tinkering with. And focusing, I hope there's a renewed focus on bringing spectrum to market and identifying the 300 megahertz that the chairman identified for the next 5 years and the 500 megahertz over the 10 years in total, and having a real focus on that so that we are providing the foundation for continued investment and innovation. And to me, you need only look at what has happened in the handset space and the fact that all of those handsets I mentioned were launched first in the United States. And that says something. That was not the case 5 years ago. But all of these handsets are being launched here first. And that's because we have innovation, we have investment, and we have competition in our space, in our ecosystem.